my channel and welcome to my review of the Good Human skincare range from Miniml. I've been using and trying out these products for the last month, so I have a complete idea of how well they work, are they sustainable and are they effective? That's what I'll be answering for you today. Before we get started, I want to say a big thank you to my local refill shop, the Bare Alternative in Sheffield, for gifting me these products to try out. So I'm not bound to say nice things about them from the brand themselves. The Bare Alternative just wanted to see what people think about the new products that they're stocking. And having tried them out for a month, I can tell you exactly what I think. So, what am I actually reviewing? Well, the Good Human skincare range is owned by Miniml, which is already an established, sustainable, refillable brand. In the skincare range, we have 4 products: a cleanser, a toner, a face mist, and a moisturiser. I can tell you right now that 3 out of those 4 products I absolutely love. One of them, though, I have a slight issue with. Stick around to find out what that is. First of all, let me quickly tell you why Miniml and the Good Human sub-brand that they've just released are so sustainable. Let's check off a few key points I always look for when checking out a new sustainable brand, especially when it comes to something like skincare or makeup, beauty products. First of all, they are vegan. They aren't using any animal-based ingredients, and they're also cruelty-free. Not the same thing. Vegan means no animal-based ingredients, and cruelty-free means they're not tested on animals. So Miniml are checking both of those off. Thirdly, they use plant-based ingredients rather than chemical-based ingredients. With beauty products, you get a lot of chemicals going in there, can be hormone disrupting, and it's just nice to know that everything under the Miniml brand is nice and natural. Next, packaging. Miniml are plastic minimal when it comes to packaging. So there is plastic in the pump here, but the bottle is glass, the jar's glass, it's an aluminium lid. Glass and aluminium are both really easy to recycle. Most locations in the UK have home collections for glass and aluminium recycling, which is really great news. When it comes to the plastic, these products are refillable, which I'm going to talk about more in a second, but that means that you can keep the pump to use again and again without having to get a new one made, so that keeps plastic to an absolute minimum. Another great thing to check off my list is that Miniml is a UK made company, and that means that if you're a UK buyer, the products haven't had to travel very far to get to you. You know, they're not being made overseas and then shipped over. They're made in the same country as you, which is another green check for sustainability. Finally, the big selling point about Miniml products is their refillability. Is that a word? It's a word now. Miniml are leading the game in terms of making products refillable. They are stocked in hundreds of refill stores across the UK, so if you have one local to you, it's very likely that you'll just be able to go to your store in your city, take your own container and refill them in store. You don't even have to buy the branded jars if you don't want to. You can just take your own container and refill to your heart's content. If you don't have a local refill store, or your local store just doesn't stock them, you can still buy refills online. Refills will arrive in a plastic pouch, but the plastic pouch is then sent back to Miniml. You get a free return envelope, get sent back to Miniml, and they reuse it again and again. It means that the postage is as light as possible and it still maintains the quality and integrity of the product that you're getting. Refill is the way forward. It's the best way to reduce packaging waste, in my opinion, and especially if refill stores get more and more popular. That is my vision for the future. So we know the Good Human skincare range from Miniml is sustainable. How about its effectiveness? Let's take a quick look at my initial reactions to the product at the beginning of the month. Alrighty then, let's see what we've got. So just to give context, my skin, it could be better. Like I had a bit of a bad breakout. Just the side of my face, so I've got a few dark spots. But also the main thing is that I have dry skin on my forehead and my cheeks. I think because it's quite cold and I'm doing some more work outside. So yeah, I'm hoping we might see a bit of a clear up in the spots on my face and some hydration, taking care of the dryness on the rest of my face. Start off with the cleanser in this lovely green packaging. 2% salicylic acid and aloe vera. I think actually I've got salicylic acid in the toner and face mist as well, so that's clearly a nice ingredient that they go for. Aloe vera definitely sounds like a anti-blemish kind of ingredient. So let's give it a go. Can I do this while showing you at the same time? Whoa, okay, so it's a bit more liquidy than I was expecting. I think I was expecting it to be quite a gel consistency, but actually it is quite liquidy. It certainly feels very cooling. Oh yeah, it's starting to lather up a little bit. I don't know, like, I know it said gentle exfoliating. I personally don't feel any exfoliating whatsoever, but I can totally believe that this is a gentle cleanse. So yeah, it definitely feels like my skin doesn't feel tight like some cleansers do. It doesn't feel like it's been stripped of all moisture. It certainly feels fresh, which is lovely. So we move on to the toner now. Again with salicylic acid and also rose water and aloe vera. And rose water, yeah, so that's interesting because I'm not normally a fan of rose scented things. Yeah, that just smells sort of clean to me. That's a very subtle rose smell, if there is some rose smell in there, but that's really nice. So we're going to take a reusable pad to apply, and like I say, I've got this sort of spotty prone area around the lower half of my face, so that's where I'm going to apply the toner. I don't want to dry out the skin that is already dry. Yeah, it doesn't smell too rosy, it doesn't smell too floral, so I'm happy with that. I could definitely feel like this would be good for sensitive skin because it's not feeling, sometimes I can get a bit of sensitive skin and it feels like, you know, like a slight burning sensation. I'm not getting any of that, which is great. Daily refreshing toner, it does feel refreshed. That's the vibe, the theme that we're going with so far. The cleanser and the toner. Yeah, I'm feeling fresh. I feel like this is a great way to start day. All right, moisturizer, and that's in this little orange thing. It makes me think it's going to be orange scented. It does say multivitamin glow face moisturizer with, oh my gosh, remember, niacinamide, aka vitamin B3. Why did I just say vitamin B3? Also vitamin C, E, and aloe vera. Again, we like the aloe vera. Yeah, the orange makes me think it's going to be like orange scented, but yeah, no, that's just it's just neutral. So that's quite good again for anyone with sensitive skin, that it's not too heavily scented. Feels lightweight already. Feels great. It does seem to spread quite well without having to use quite much actually. I definitely put too much on, but I'm not sure if you can have too much moisturiser, you know. It's all going to absorb into the skin eventually. Again, not having any kind of reaction, which is nice for a new product, you never know. So that feels quite nice. It feels a little bit sticky, because normally after I'd moisturise, I would then go in with like a little face massage. And it's quite nice to do after you've moisturised because your face is like slippier. I don't know if that's really a thing, but you know, you're not going to be like pulling on your skin too much. But this feels a little sticky, not gonna lie. But yeah, if it helps with these dry patches on my face, I will be very, very grateful. Wonderful. It doesn't have SPF in, so if you're going to use it as your morning moisturiser, you'd have to use a separate SPF. But anyway, fourth product in the Good Human lineup is their rose water face mist. I'll be honest, I don't use a face mist, so I don't know how much I'm gonna use this over the month because it's just not in my habit. And also I said earlier that I'm not like a huge fan of rose scent. I'm more of a citrus or fruity girl. Okay. Yeah, not too strong. You can definitely smell more of the rose than you could in the toner, which had rose water in. God, they love this salicylic acid. Oh damn, I was supposed to do this before the moisturiser. My bad. But I'm sure that you can use it throughout the day as like a make you feel nice and make you smell nice, kind of like a light perfume kind of thing. Whoa, that's quite a spray. Maybe spray it like really far away from your face if you want that mist effect. Whew. Okay, I'm not sure how much of a mist you could get with that, but I'm sure I will smell lovely now. It's interesting, I have to say that if I hadn't been gifted this set, I probably wouldn't have bought the face mist because I don't use a face mist already. I'm not sure what benefit a face mist has other than just, as I say, sort of a light perfume effect to make you feel like you smell nice and to just give you a boost throughout the day. So in the spirit of, you know, I don't want to encourage anyone to buy things they don't need, my initial reaction is that this isn't a necessary element in a skincare routine. Like I say, you've got the cleanser, the toner and the moisturiser all set. Those three are the foundation pieces for a skincare routine. Face mist, not entirely sure if that wants to be in there, but you know, if this is what you need to feel more confident, by all means take a look at the Good Human face mist. It is glass, apart from the plastic spritzer, which can be reused because you can refill it at a local refill store or via online. Wonderful company that uses natural vegan ingredients, so you know, there's definitely worse face mist that you can get out there. My ethos is always to think about what you need, and if you don't need it, maybe leave it on the shelf. That's my initial reaction anyway. Right, I will come back at the end of the month to see what this has done to my face. Having used the Good Human range for a full month now, I'm really pleased to say that my skin feels super healthy. I don't really know the proper skincare terms, but it just feels healthy. I was particularly worried about my dry skin at the beginning of the month, and I'm glad to say that's not an issue anymore. My skin doesn't feel flaky and brittle, it feels plump and hydrated and just strong, you know. I am a particular fan of the cleanser. It feels really gentle and yet effective. Before this, I was using a solid soap bar, which I still really love because it requires no packaging, and if you hate waste like I do, there's no better option than a solid soap bar. But I have to admit that it can leave me feeling a bit dried out afterwards, which is not an issue with the Good Human cleanser. Fresh, it feels gentle, and if you're not wearing a huge amount of makeup, it's just as effective at taking that off too. Moisturiser, I'm also super impressed with. As I say, I was worried about dry skin before, so obviously the moisturiser was going to be a big part of that, and yeah, my skin feels much more hydrated right now. I will say that it takes a little bit more rubbing in than moisturisers I've used before. If you want to get rid of the white nature of the moisturiser, it doesn't like immediately dry clear, but clearly it's working, so I'm not really that fussed about having to work it in that more. Now here is the point in the video where I'm a little confused, at least, because the last two products are the toner and the face mist, and I just noticed one night as I was doing my skincare that on the bottom of the toner bottle it says with salicylic acid, rose water and aloe vera, and on the face mist bottle it says with rose water, aloe vera and salicylic acid. That's familiar, just in a different order. So I went and got the cardboard packet for the full list of ingredients, and it's pretty much exactly the same. Every ingredient that you find in the toner is also in the face mist. There's like one or two extra ingredients in the face mist, but it's essentially the same product. Why would I need the face mist when I've already got the toner? And I was already skeptical of the face mist because it's a product that I don't use already. I don't feel the need to spritz my face throughout the day. So I was already thinking that this was a bougie, perhaps unnecessary product, but Miniml, what's going on? And it just seems so strange to me because they've produced this 4-part product line advertising it as, oh, the 4 products you need in your skincare range. And I'm thinking, well, you only really need 3. You need a cleanser, a toner and a moisturiser. Already I thought the 4th one wasn't really necessary, but if you really wanted a 4th product, you could have done a day versus night moisturiser. You could have done a serum. You could have done an exfoliating face scrub. I just don't understand the face mist. Which leads me to come back to rule number 1 of conscious consumerism. Don't buy what you don't need. When I go to stock up on my skincare stuff, I won't be looking at the face mist personally. And if you're someone who doesn't buy into the whole skincare products in the first place, that's totally fine. You don't need to buy any of it if you don't want to. I'm not here to promote buying unnecessary stuff. But if you're coming to the point where you're running out of your current skincare products and you want a sustainable option to swap in, I do highly recommend the other 3 products in this range: the cleanser, the toner and the moisturiser. just ignore the face mist. I do look forward to if Miniml release something else in skincare range. I'll check that out as and when it comes out. But otherwise, I hope you enjoyed the review. I hope you found it useful. If you don't already follow me on Instagram, find me there at ecofriendlyfinds. I post much more content there, still championing sustainable brands, giving you tips on conscious consumerism and how to reduce your waste in general. And I will see you next time.